Hello and good afternoon. My name is Amanda and welcome to the Den Creative. Before we get into this pick a card reading, I just wanted to let you guys know I have a live stream channel where I go live doing readings over there a few times a week, and a writing channel / personal channel where I upload. I haven't uploaded in a while, but I'm planning. I've got some content planned for over there for my writing journey and just kind of my personal life if you're interested in that at all. Link for that can also be found in the description below. And if you're interested in booking a personal reading with me, you can always email me at amanda@dunphotodesign.com. But for this pick a card reading, we are going to be just kind of leaving this one open-ended, just open to whatever spirit wants to come through, whatever needs to come through for your highest good. That's the intention that I have set before these cards were dealt. And if you're new to pick a card readings, I just ask that you close your eyes, take a couple of deep cleansing breaths to center your energy, and focus in on pile number 1 with the silky malachite, pile number 2 with the spirit quartz, pile number 3 with the pyrite, and pile number 4, yes, I have 4 piles this time, with the golden healer. If you feel called to more than one pile, feel free to check them both or all out, however many you're called to, because there may be messages in each pile for you, and a lot of times there are collective themes that run through each pile, and each pile has its little nuance, so maybe you're getting a little extra detail on whatever it is you need to know or whatever spirit wants you to know right now. But once you've selected your pile or piles, you can go ahead and check the description box below for the timestamps, and I also pin them as the top comment. But please remember, these are general readings, so only take the information that resonates with you, your life, your situation, and just go ahead and leave the rest behind. So without delaying this any further, I'm going to give you a moment to meditate on your cards, and I will see you over at your reading. Alright, group number 1 are those of you who selected the silky malachite, such a wonderful protection stone, heart chakra stone. It's even more fragile than your regular malachite because it kind of sloughs off almost like a selenite would. Yeah, I've never heard of it until I went to the gem show this year and saw it, and I knew I had to have it. The color is like one of my favorite colors. It's kind of like jade / emerald green color, and wow, I love malachite already, but like seeing the silky malachite, there's something just so extra about it. I love it. So we're just going to leave it here so we can gaze at it as we do your reading. And we're leaving this reading open to just whatever spirit has for you. There could be some really specific messages coming through. I've kind of opened the door for, yes, general messages, but spirit, I said, hey, spirit, let's get some real specifics for people too as well. So here we go. The card says, when I lead from a place of love, people respect me. And again, heart chakra, that is you leading from love. Even if that is saying no to people, or it seems people are mad at you because you're doing things your way, not their way, but you're doing what's in your highest good and leading from love, not manipulating people, stepping away from people who are manipulating you. All of these things are really going to benefit you. But those of you that are stepping into a leadership role or are in a leadership role, you don't have to be that like hard manager or that person just expecting so much out of people. You are leading from a place of love. You give people grace. You understand that people make mistakes. Even if you like leadership roles, meaning like parents, like if you're a parent or, you know, just kind of the leader of your friend group or something like this, you're leading from a place of love, respect. Okay, so let's get another card. Just kind of really hone in on the theme of whatever spirit wants to really bring through. And again, spirit might kind of be all over the place because again, I left it open to see whatever needs to come through. But I was kind of thinking that this card would be sort of the theme surrounding your specific pile. Ooh, we have Cancer, the sign of Cancer, Cancer energy, the 4th house. And the word here is immerse. So I'm really seeing this as you guys really going all in on something. This is something you're very emotionally and like your heart is attracted to it, and you are ready to expand your life in some way because they're showing me like a Jupiter and moon conjunction, which is really beautiful. So wherever your moon is placed, wherever your Jupiter is placed, and wherever your house of Cancer is in your birth chart can be really beautiful places that are expanding and opening up, or places where you're feeling really inspired. But this might also look like some healing, specifically on the maternal line, but it doesn't have to be. Some of you, it might resonate more with the father's line of ancestors. But to me, this is you leading, moving forward in what you expect. Some of you may be the black sheep, and that message has been coming out a few times in the last couple pick-a-cards that I've filmed. Those of you that are on a more spiritual path where maybe your family is completely agnostic, or they are very religious in something that you just don't believe in, but your beliefs differ in some way. It could just even be politically, but we're not getting into politics over here because yuck. But I'm seeing you really knowing your truth and stepping into this, not to try to convince other people of your truth, just to allow them to have whatever the truth they know to be true. Let them have that. You have yours. And it's kind of go along to get along, but without you compromising. You're not compromising. You are just in the flow, because this is a flow of emotions here. There might be some things going on around your home where you are commanding more respect. And again, it's not like I'm yelling at the top of my lungs to get everybody to listen to me kind of vibe. No, this is just you literally leading with love, really opening your heart, and just, I just see you happier at home, like happy at home. And it's funny because on my shelf over here, I see the Happy Handmade Home on my little bookshelf down here. And then I have also Happier at Home by Gretchen Rubin. So like, yeah, there's a couple like books on home. Maybe you're looking to declutter or decorate or literally just be happier at home, like Gretchen Rubin's book says over there. Yeah, let's go ahead and get some more cards. We're going to go to the tarot. Really dive into these energies. What is it Group 1 needs to know? Just anything Spirit wants to bring through. Validation, confirmation, overcoming obstacles, news coming in, abundance, just anything, Spirit. We have here the 8 of Wands, so something is moving forward at a pace that you may not be used to. This to me feels like excitement. And again, inspiration is a word that keeps popping into my awareness for you guys as well. So I hope you guys can see it. Some of these Threads of Fate cards are difficult to see on camera, but they are just so beautiful. And then we have the Conqueror of Swords, which to me, I think this is the Knight of Swords in their deck. Yeah, because the pages are page, Conqueror, Sovereign is Queen, and I think Ruler is King. Yeah, I think we're on the right page here. Yes, Conqueror. So Knight of Swords. So yes, the 2 fastest moving cards in the whole deck have come out for you. So something that you have been wanting to have happen, maybe an emotional breakthrough, or to feel happier, or maybe breaking out of a dark night of the soul that just you seem to keep cycling on over and over and over again. You guys are finding your way out of this, and it's not like you're spiritually bypassing it. You're actually cracking the code to move on to something more exciting, inspirational, and just feels happier for you. I love to see this. There might even be some fast news coming in, or you're shifting gears really fast. Like maybe at the time of this, you're watching this, you're not planning to buy a new car, or you're not planning to move, or, have a new family member, or hear news of an engagement or something. Like it's not even on your radar, and then something comes in and it just completely changes your life, but for the better. Like this is in a good way. It's very emotionally fulfilling. It makes you feel good in the heart. It's good. It's good news coming in, whatever this is for you. All right, what else does Group 1 need to know, please, Spirit? We're leaving it open to you. We have here Rose Without Thorns. You have a right to your joy, peace, and sweetness of life. Like, what were we saying about just this need for more happiness, more contentment? I see maybe some of you have really been going through a really unfair period of time in your life where you literally felt victimized by almost everyone or everything. And I'm really wanting to say, though, this isn't your fault, Group 1. This is, again, and I don't want to just make it like, well, this was meant to happen, and sometimes crap happens and we can't explain why or how bad things happen to good people, and maybe you've been feeling like this. But yes, you're valid to be able to feel like a victim for a while, but Spirit doesn't want you to stay stuck in this victimhood, this like martyr mentality, or, well, I guess this is just life, and just kind of throw your hands up and give up. There is surrendering, and then there's that more fatalistic kind of surrender where you have no hope, everything's just whatever, just completely abuse me, I don't know, I don't care anymore. You are surrendering to what is without giving up. You're like, okay, this is what's going on right now, but this is what I'm gonna do about it. Because with this combination, there's forward momentum, there's action being taken on your part and on the part of the universe and other people to bring you more joy. But you're finding this from within. And it's very interesting here. It says rose without thorns. It's almost like you have genetically modified or engineered or cracked a code. Like, that's the word that keeps coming. I think I've said that twice now in your reading. Like, you're cracking a happiness code. You're realizing certain things, people, situations, places just don't do it for you anymore. And remember, you're doing things from the heart now. So things that don't really resonate with that heart, they have to go. And you're making room. You're clearing these out because you do have a right to your joy. You deserve peace. You deserve to enjoy the finer things in life, the sweeter things in life. And that doesn't look like you having to be a billionaire and traveling all over the world and having 15 mansions or anything like this. Sometimes the sweetness of life could just literally be picking a peach off of a tree, sitting down on Mother Earth and enjoying the peach. Maybe washing it off first, bugs and bird poop and all that fun stuff. But like, literally just enjoying something. And I keep saying literally and that's not a word I use a lot. My kids say it a lot. I think it's a thing going around right now, like kids just saying, oh, literally. Yeah. No, this to me is you guys literally, you're taking literal actions, literal steps. You're making these like wild dreams. And now I'm getting crown tingles. So yes, this is good confirmation. Some of your wildest dreams, they feel more in reach than ever. And if you're in this point right now where you're like, yeah, right, no way, I must have the wrong pile. She's reading the wrong person. Just wait, just buckle up. Things are shifting very fast, almost completely 180 shift for some of you, especially if things have been going bad. Those of you, things that have been going all right or pretty good, they're just going to continue for a while because, again, you have a right to your joy and you're taking that right and making it and you're doing something with it. It feels good. And for some of you, this could even be a creative project or just something completely new or something from your past that you're picking back up. Could be a place you go. Could be a coffee shop or a restaurant that you haven't been to in a long time. Or I'm seeing actually one of your favorite restaurant closed down, but it's been closed maybe for a while, but then someone bought it and opened it back up, or it's like in the planning stages. It may not even just be a restaurant. It could be, I'm also seeing like a friend that moved away and now they're moving back, or something like this where you thought, oh wow, that chapter of my life is closed, it's done and gone, but then here it comes again. But it's like version 2.0, new and improved. Wow. We also have the sacred union. Yes, that was what I was saying about, something coming back. But for some of you, this could be a relationship. This could be a friendship. Someone you haven't heard from in a long time. Literally someone from a past life. There, I said literally again. I think someone or many someones in your life are past life connections that are meant to really help evolve you in this life, and you're meant to trigger them into evolution in this life as well. Some of these connections feel really good and supported and like heart-based. Others don't feel so great, but that doesn't mean that they're not as valid as the ones that do feel great, because a lot of times we can mature and develop and grow and learn from those really difficult relationships much better than we can those really good supportive ones. But again, the silver lining of the good ones is we feel safe, we feel supported as we take our journey through life. But those really nasty relationships that, teach us the most, yeah, it sucks. They are not good. But man, think back, the hindsight being 2020, think back to how much those relationships have changed you and shifted you. Not always for the better, but a lot of times when you do get someone who's more on your heart level, you can appreciate them even more because you have an example of how love should not be, if that makes sense. And it doesn't just have to be a love partner. It could be a bad friend that you used to have that you cut out and now you have a really good friend. Family members, toxicity of all kinds. But this sacred union card here says, beloved within, inner and outer relationships. Yeah, as within, so without. So as you cultivate your own heart, you fall in love with yourself, you lead your life from a place of love and respect yourself, you're gaining this respect from other people as well. So it's very powerful. All right, what else do we have coming in hot for group 1? Just anything they need to know, please, Spirit. They're telling me to put this one here and this one here. I never know why until I do, and then I'm like, oh, that makes sense. Okay, so we have Imagine. So yes, what was I saying about just all this, passion project or creativity? And this is very just stunning how like the prisms of light are shining up. This person here, it's like they've literally have the moon like as a balloon. Let me focus that for us here. Okay, so can we see this? There's a string from this kind of foggy person. I'm really rating this as your higher aspect, your highest potential. You have that moon. It's like, the saying, shoot for the moon, and at least if you miss, you'll be among the stars. You literally have the moon on speed dial, a direct connection. And the moon, Cancer energy, the moon, what was I saying too about wherever your moon is placed in your chart? It's going to be a very big place because your moon is your imagination. It is your creativity, your mind, your emotions, your mother, all these things. So some of you may have even gotten or inherited some gifts, spiritual gifts, creative gifts from your mother or your mother's side of the family, quite possibly. But we also have the number 20 here. We don't have many numbers on the board. We have 20 and 4. So 20, 4, 2, the number 24, the number 42 might be relevant. We also have the number 32, which adds up to 5. So 4, 5, 2, 2, 4, 5, 32, 5, any of these combinations. Okay. And then we have the here and now card. And let's do this. Now we can read everything, I think. Hopefully, if nothing's cut off on the bottom there. But yes, there's the past, there's the future, pointing out on these little signs, and she's just on this little egg like, you are here. And she doesn't look happy, she doesn't look sad, she's just kind of present, she's neutral. She's in the neutral zone. But here's the thing, when you can get in this kind of neutral zone and be very present, that's when the door of opportunity can open. When you're worried about the past, when you're hung up on the past or worried about the future, that's when we literally project. There's literally, again, oh my God, I'm sorry guys. That's, again, not a word I use very much, but you're putting your power in the not now moment because we can't really change the past. I mean, you could argue that you could quantum jump and shift and change the past. I'm not going to argue against that, but for most people, it's kind of a consensus that you don't change the past and you have no control over the future. I mean, yes, we can shift the future in the way we want, but where our true power lies is in this egg of potential in the present moment. And so Spirit really does want you to get more present. Getting out in nature as well. I know presence, breath, nature, meditation kind of all go hand in hand. But you guys are getting back to that, especially those of you who've been on a spiritual journey for a while and you've kind of gone off your journey or just haven't been as connected to your own higher self as you've wanted to be lately. You're getting back in the moment, back into the presence. And with this here and now, it's like you are just focused on, especially like, timeless reading, obviously, but the news on any given day could really project your consciousness or your reality into something that you don't want to have happen, something that a lot of times, I gotta be careful with what I say because, censorship. But a lot of times when there is a agenda or a story playing out, when it's played over and over and over and over on the news and on social media and here and there and everyone's talking about it, it manifests, it creates, because where attention goes, energy flows. And when we all as a collective put our intention and our thought, even if it's something we don't want to happen, if we're worried about it, we anchor ourselves into it like it's ours. And then we start reeling it towards us the more we worry about it. So this is saying, if things are going on in your neck of the woods, obviously pay attention to those things because they are relevant to your life and your reality. But if there's a whole bunch of things going on the news and you're like, well, that's not going on here, but like now I'm afraid it will, and it's almost like you are signing up for that to happen. Again, be as informed as you want to. I'm not saying don't watch the news. I'm not saying don't participate in any of that. Do what you feel is right for you, but being very present in your own reality. What is real to you right now? Are these things that are happening on the news at all relevant to your day-to-day, minute-to-minute life? If the answer is no, pay more attention to the things that you want to create in your life or the things that are relevant in your life, because that will serve you so much better than giving your power away, giving your awareness and attention and energy away to something that you may or may not even want to happen. Don't want to bring it into your awareness. Okay, so that is what Spirit brought forward for you, Group 1. I hope it resonated. Feel free to let me know below what you thought. Any stories you want to share, I always love to hear from you guys. And as always, thanks again so much for all those likes, comments, shares, subscribes, and all the things. And I really, truly do hope to see you right here back at the Den Creative. All right, bye. All right, Group number 2, or those of you who selected the Spirit Quartz Isn't it just beautiful? Crown chakra activation is what I'm hearing. But we also have the card here that you use to select your pile. It says, I breathe calmly and easily. I am safe in this moment. So any of you that are feeling, scared about something, worried about something, feeling like you're in danger, just know you are safe. Maybe putting both hands on your heart and just grounding yourself into your heart space, getting out in nature if you can, but just saying over and over, while you breathe very nicely, I am safe in this moment. I am safe in this moment. I am safe in this moment. And just saying it until you believe it. Because a lot of times, turning on the news or just looking around and just seeing the prices of everything going up, it can be very disconcerting. It can be worrisome to a lot of people, and especially people who are already struggling. Times like this can get really interesting. So let's tune in to whatever it is Spirit wants you to know. And I was thinking that this card from this deck would just kind of be the theme going on with the reading. Of course, general readings, and I kind of left this open-ended for Spirit to just bring through whatever the heck wanted to come through. But this, to me, feels like kind of putting some parameters around the reading so we know what's actually coming in. Ooh, we have first house arrival, and I said coming in. It's like when something comes in, it arrives, right? We have the number 39, so that might be relevant to some of you, the number 39. Make sure we're good there. Okay. We have the planet Earth here. First house, arrival. The first house or the ascendant. Your ascendant is not always in your first house, I think, in Western astrology, but the first house is you. It's your personality. It's, how you show up in this world. Could even be relevant with ego and everything, but I'm really honing in on the more positive aspects. It's like you're arriving as a more authentic and true version of yourself. And then they just showed me the sun. So however many places the sun is from your ascendant, whatever house it's in, it would be that many places away from your ascendant. So if your sun is in the 5th house, it's 5 places away. If it's in the 10th house, it's 10 places away. But whatever house your sun is in from your ascendant, this is like a point of focus I'm really seeing. But this stag energy here as well, looking up spirit animal of stag can bring you some more information, but to me this is fight or flight. I'm hearing fight or flight. So again, going back to the safety, because deer, even in my neighborhood, they're pretty used to humans and stuff, but they're still on alert all the time, just in case there's a car coming or someone's running up toward them. I saw a squirrel actually scare a deer the other day. So you never know. Deer are on alert. So this is about being on alert, but not like taxing your adrenals or, feeling exhausted by, having your head on a swivel, making sure you're safe, you're protected, you're okay. There is this need to get more grounded. So again, getting out in nature I think might be really beneficial to you guys. Maybe even connecting with wildlife, even if you're not going up and petting a deer, but just being places where wildlife might be. And wildlife doesn't have to be bears, lions, and tigers and bears. It can be deer and squirrels and chipmunks and birds, the more tame, easy to communicate and see kind of wildlife. But just going to a local park or something you could really enjoy. Even the local insects and bugs and all that would be really fun and very grounding and beneficial for you. All right, let's get some tarot in the combination here to see what's coming through, Spirit. Anything Group 2 needs to know. All right, so we have the 2 of Swords and the Anchor, which I'm going to have to look up which one this is in the Threads of Fate. This is a newer deck to me. Well, not new, but like as far as me working with it on a consistent basis. So I'm going to look up which major arcana this one is in the deck. Okay, intuitively I thought it was the Emperor, and yes it is. I should have just said it. I hate when I do that. But yes, it's the Emperor! And because this is labeled the Anchor, I'm really honing in on the fact that just anchoring yourself. Finding that structure, that stability, that grounded nature that we were really looking for, right? Because of feeling so unsafe or just feeling worried about stability, security, paying bills, being able to put food on a table. I think that might be worrying some people, not everybody, but some. And we have a Aries, we have a ram here, and that's what kind of gave it away to me was, I think this is the Emperor because of the Aries energy here. So yeah, wherever the house of Aries is in your chart, and Mars rules Aries. Those might be very important for you to find that stability and security in your life as well. But taking on a leadership role in your life, which kind of goes back to group 1, we kind of tuned into that with their card as well. But with this 2 of Swords, you guys may be confused, not really understanding what would help you out, what would make you feel more stable, more secure. How could you feel more stable and secure in who you are? Because some of you may be feeling just fine in the financial and like stability department, but maybe you're just unsure or unstable about who you are or about what you want. Because again, first house, you're going to be arriving at a conclusion. You're going to be getting clarity. I know there's no Ace of Swords here, but I'm really reading this 2 of Swords mixed here with the Anchor, which there are 2 swords going through here as well. It's a very similar depiction. It's almost like you have 2 Aces of Swords instead of a 2 of Swords. It's like you're getting clarity on the left hand, clarity in the right hand, and you're ready to take action in the now clear new direction or further direction for you. So let's get some more cards in the mix. What does group 2 need to know, please, Spirit? Ooh, Sophia, the divine plan, wisdom, intelligence, within, and destiny. Yeah, there's your clarity. It's not coming from some weird outside source like a pick a card reading or something you hear on the news, although you may be validating what you're hearing from within on such places. But this wisdom, this intelligence within, this is from within. It's not from without. It's from within. So it's going to start with you and then expand into your environment, if that makes sense. Okay. Yeah, but there's a divine plan to whatever it is you're going through. Your soul signed up to experience this. Those of you going through some pretty heavy energies or times in your life right now, you will come through this. You'll come through this even stronger because they're showing me the Strength card in tarot as well. But we have open, say yes, expand through the extremes, and trust life. Yeah, the extremes. Those of you who are kind of being stretched at the moment. It's almost like they're showing me the back in the day, the torture ways of getting people to confess things. They'd tie one arm or both arms each to a horse and both legs each to a horse, and then they'd pull them in 4 different directions, which, oh my gosh, that sounds so horrible. But it's like maybe energetically speaking, you guys feel pulled in 4 different directions or 2 different directions, or at least more than one direction, to where it confuses you. You're unsure about what your next step is. But again, with the 2 Aces of Swords coming in from within your own higher self's wisdom, your own innate intelligence, could even be coming in through a dream, or inspiration from a dream, could even be inspired to write a book or create something. They're showing me like a piece of jewelry. So some of you may be jewelry designers or you love making jewelry, and it's very interesting. I have something I actually handmade right here. I made this for my sister's wedding. Well, I didn't go to her wedding because she got married in Vegas, but she had a wedding reception like 3 months after, 2 months I think, after she got married. And I made this to be like a belt that I put around my dress. And the hairpiece that I wore, I actually use once in a while as well. So this went around the band of my dress was slightly lighter purple than this, like a purpley gray. It was very pretty, very simple dress, but this was kind of my, let's put a little zhuzh in it. But yeah, I don't know why I felt the need to share that with you. So to me, maybe you guys are finding ways to get creative or to zhuzh up your life a little bit with some just little things you're making, or accessories or things you're pulling that you already own to kind of combine that maybe you never would have thought. I'm seeing, now like a closet with all sorts of different stuff in it. So maybe you're purging the closet, but as you're pulling things out and purging and examining, maybe you accidentally throw a shirt onto a pair of pants that normally you would never think twice to like put them together, but seeing them together, you're like, hey, that'd be a cute outfit. Hey, I could also wear those chunky earrings and put this and put that. So you guys also might be my like my beauty gurus or my aesthetic people. You guys love the aesthetic of things. Maybe that's why you picked this pile, was because the purple went with this purple and it wasn't an exact match, but like aesthetically pleasing. I don't know. I'm just pulling things out. I don't know. Spirit is bringing this through. But you guys may even be wanting to zhuzh up your appearance, because with the first house here, this is your body, this is you, this is your personality, how you show up in the world. And you're wanting to express your beautiful light on the exterior, because people see it and feel it and know it from the inside. But I think you You may feel it on the inside, but it's just not quite yet being reflected on the outside. So you're really opening up, you're saying yes to putting yourself first as far as, getting your health in order, getting your hygiene in order, your look, whatever your look is. Maybe you're experimenting with a lot of looks because for a while you've been very unsure of what is my look. I like this aesthetic and that aesthetic, but I don't know what my look is. But you're open. You're open to receive messages from your own higher self on ways to zhuzh up your life, zhuzh up your look, your home, your surroundings, your car. I'm seeing someone going through the car wash and really taking time to, take care of your car. And even in Vedic astrology, I was listening to KRS. This was probably 2-3 years ago, maybe even 4 years ago now that I'm thinking about it. But he had mentioned how, Venus rules your vehicles, and Venus also rules your love life. So those that have messy cars and don't take great care of their car, and they have a bunch of, fast food garbage in there, and, they don't wash it very often or vacuum, they may have a little clutter in their love life as well. So when you can take meticulous care of your vehicle, you can take meticulous care of your love life, and vice versa, right? It just inspires you to take care of one and the other. I heard him say that many years ago. It's stuck with me this whole time. But you guys are my random pile. I don't know where these messages are coming from, but I'm loving this. This is very different than the readings I normally do. Normally I'm like, let's dive into the spirituality of it. But as I say that now, I got major crown chakra activation going on, tingles coming in for days. And this person here is looking up to the light, and it's like that light is channeling down through them, this like golden light. Do you see this? Wow. So it's almost like your creative and spiritual inspiration is inspiring you to ground that into your appearance, into your surroundings, your home, your vehicle, your love life, your just beautiful connections with other people. And those of you who don't have great connections with certain people in your life, this is inspiring you to clean those up in some way. Wow. I'm loving your pile though. This is so cool. All right, what else is going on? I've got, again, with the crown tingles, they're coming in for both piles now. So there is a lot of spiritual connection, contact, and activation going on for you and group 1 so far, which is really exciting. We have come to the edge. Yes. And I think you guys are just being called, being led to expand, to open up, to, we're kind of cutting that off. Let me bring it in a little bit. Is that good? Maybe? Yeah, just being asked to kind of step into, again, with the destiny here on the Sophia card, that North Node energy, because the North Node is your destiny. It's your Rahu in Vedic astrology. But we have the number 36 here, which is adding up to a 9, closing out cycle. But it's also tuning into your purpose. And it's also very psychic, very spiritually attuned, very spiritually connected. And we have all these red heart, kind of rose petal looking things coming down. So that to me is going back to like your love life or your self-love. For those of you who aren't interested at all in a love reading, this could equate as self-love. For those of you interested in a love reading, could be both love and self-love. But you're coming to the edge. You are stepping into the unknown and ready to take a leap of faith, to open, to say yes, to expand, and trust that life will catch you as you take better care of yourself. And then we got this card in group 1. There's that creativity. That's why I felt that creative spark that I had in group 1 carrying over here, because yes, you guys are really activating some creativity, some spiritual growth. The moon, that is your psychic, your intuition, your mind, your imagination, your emotions, your connection to your mother. So all these things might be relevant in wanting to help a mother, quite possibly, to keep your mother safe. Or maybe some of you are caretaking an elderly mother, or maybe your mom is going through something and you're emotionally there for her, something like this. And as I'm saying this, I'm getting really warm. So I'm going to take off my sweatshirt. Yeah. So there's this warmness or this heat coming in, maybe to help repair a relationship with your mother. And those of you whose mothers have crossed over, it's like she's stepping forward to repair anything that was left unsaid. Oh, major chills, guys. Someone's crossed over mother is here. So if you're watching this and your mother's crossed over, especially if she was kind of a, I'm going to tell it like it is kind of person, because she's very emperor energy. She may have herself been in Aries or had placements within Aries. Not necessarily if it doesn't resonate that way, but this mother was not afraid to tell you what she thought about you or others. Maybe she even critiqued your body or your look. and it wasn't always in a nice way. It wasn't a constructive criticism. It was sometimes very rude, very mean, but she wants to apologize for that. Major chills, guys, on my crown. Yeah. And it's like, you are still connected to your mother if she did pass away, or if she still is alive, but you don't have a great connection to her. There is that, genetic connection, that ancestral connection that you can heal. Even those of you who've disconnected from the mother or the mother energy in your life, you don't have to specifically have the mother in your life to heal that mother wound. You can work on this with her higher self without ever involving her human aspect in this, to forgive and heal and move on without even involving her. But those of you that want your mom in your life, bring her along for the ride. Call your mom today if it resonates. She loves you. But yeah, you're ready to expand. You're ready to jump into who you are, to feel like you. Even those of you who have felt your whole life, like, I don't really know how to feel like me because I don't really know who I am. Major chills again. Now more than ever, you're stepping into this. And maybe you are experimenting with your look, zhuzhing it up a bit, maybe, or kind of narrowing it down or understanding, okay, this is my aesthetic. I love this. And maybe next week it won't be, but like for now, I'm feeling it. So you're going in that direction. But this could just be also creative expansion, spiritual expansion. But really, it's a trifecta. It's like mind, body, spirit. Mind, body, spirit. Yes. All right, group 2. I almost said 3. Maybe you're drawn to 3. I don't know what's going on over there yet. We have not pulled the cards yet. But feel free to let me know below what you thought. Any stories you want to share. I always love to hear from you, group 2. And as always, thanks again so much for all those likes, comments, shares, subscribes, and all those things. And I really, truly do hope to see you right here back at the Done Creative. All right, bye. All right, group number 3 are those of you who selected the Sparkly Pyrite. This is going to be your message, and we left it wide open for Spirit to say whatever they needed to say, whatever messages needed to come through. And groups 1 and 2 had some collective themes, but they also had some very specific things that you didn't see in either pile, and I'm gonna assume pile 3 is gonna bring forth some very unique things as well. So your card used to select the pile says, all that I love is more important to me than all that I fear. That is a powerful statement. We also have a blue sun here, which, you don't normally see the sun depicted blue, but I'm liking this a lot. This is like speaking from your soul, because, soul, sun, S-O-L, sun. And also sun does represent your soul. It is the Atmakarka of all charts, the master Atmakarka of all charts, and that's, Vedic astrology, but basically it's your soul urge, your soul pull, like what your soul is called to do in this life, and all of your past life and soul's knowledge and wisdom that you've gained along the way. It's like you're bringing that out and being able to express that in some way. Whether you're my pick-a-card readers, my writers, my artists, my musicians of all kinds, I'm seeing a gamut of you guys just may be very, very multi-talented, like multifaceted. They're showing me this beautiful sparkly blue diamond now. So I don't know if you've been really drawn to the color blue, specifically more like ocean blues and these lighter kind of tealy blues. But these would be really beautiful power colors for you to also pair up with like corals and pinks. Teal and coral was like a huge thing back in like 2012. And my friend Cindy and I, we were both photographers at the time, and we were just obsessed with coral and teal and like everything coral and teal. We're like, ooh, we need to get that so we can take pictures. And I just remember that. So maybe there was something going on for you guys back in 2012, because when Spirit shows me these things, I know there's a relevance to, if I can remember what year it was, maybe that's relevant to you. So I'm just going to say it. So 2012 might have been a turning point for you, or a time you look back fondly of, or maybe even for some of you, a tragedy struck that year, and it's kind of a difficult year. I'm seeing, again, all over the gamut. And I got major crown tingles again, so we're 3 for 3. All 3 piles so far have had crown tingles. So major crown chakra activation, spiritual connection going on. But when especially you can tune into what you love rather than what you fear, you can bring more of what you love toward you. So there is also this sense of gratitude and saying some affirmations of positivity. Again, not that toxic positivity as they call it, with spiritually bypassing and love and lighting all of the issues away. This is you facing your issues, because sometimes the greatest thing we can do to love ourselves is to face our fears. Because those fears, a lot of times when we finally face them, they're not as scary as we built them up to be. Or, yeah, maybe it still sucks to have to heal that childhood wound that we all have, at least one of, if not multiples of. But when we can really truly face it, it can't control us anymore. It can't own us. It can't scare us anymore. It can't keep us in fear of what if anymore, because we've faced it and, a lot of times conquered it. If you can conquer those fears, and it's not like you're trying to banish them away forever, it's like you're integrating them back into your essence. It's beautiful. Whatever it is you're doing, there's a transformation coming in for you. So let's find out more from the tarot. Actually, no. First, we're going to get the theme. Just any theme to kind of put a couple parameters on this. I'm already seeing a lot of love and gratitude and, ooh, let me grab that. I got the North Node. Yes. Love is more important than what you fear. And like I was saying, sometimes facing that fear, stepping out of that comfort zone, that is North Node energy. And we have the number 34 here, so that might be relevant to some of you. And also 3 + 4 = 7, a very spiritual number, very introspective, gaining self-knowledge. Maybe you're diving into your astrology or your human design, or I just heard the word Tai Chi as well, which maybe you're just taking care of your body and just connecting your breath to your body and your heart, soul, and body and spirit and mind and all the things. You're connecting them. But there is maybe for some of you this fear of the future, or future plans, or things that you wish you could make happen and you're afraid maybe I'll never succeed. Maybe that'll never happen for me. Or maybe there is a upcoming doctor's appointment or, wedding, or I don't know, something that you guys are in fear about. But you're facing this. You're facing whatever it is coming for you in the future with love, and you're conquering. You're coming out on top because this is serving as a transformation for you. And Spirit's giving me a specific example. In 2020, going into 2021, I found there was this red patch on my right breast. And it looked basically like if you put a heating pad on your skin and for a while, and then you take it off, your skin looks kind of flushed. Like there were no lumps or anything, but like the outer skin of my right breast, kind of going up toward my armpit, but let's not get specific, but you get what I'm saying. It was like flushed red, almost like the little broken blood vessels were there all the time, 24/7, and it started getting a little more red, and I was getting concerned. So for so long, I'm like, well, what if this is what takes me out? I'm not ready to go. Not that I'm afraid of dying, but I don't think, maybe, but for the most part, I know there's a lot I have left to do, and it scared me in literally, they're showing me Michael Scott now, I am here to scare you straight. Prison Mike, season 3. But yeah, this to me feels like once I finally faced it, I went in, it baffled every specialist, every doctor I went to. I went to 5 different people. No one knew what to do or how to treat it. I got a mammogram and all these things and ultrasounds, and they're just kind of yeah, we don't know. We don't really know. And then the very last thing we did was a biopsy, which hurt like heck because if you're a redhead, my fellow redheads out there, your red hair gene is also located on your pain receptor gene. So we feel pain more intensely and we need more anesthesia a lot of times. Maybe not every time, but sometimes. I know I did. It was almost like she did the biopsy without any pain medication. I was dying. It was horrible. Horrid. But that's beside the point. But I finally faced that fear and got the biopsy to know the truth. I had to know the truth. Intuitively, I felt, yes, I'm okay, I'm safe. But then there was this part of my ego that's well, I have so much left to do. What if I can't do it? What if I die? What if I'm... It's my soul's calm down. Whatever's gonna happen, you don't ever actually die. It's fine. But my ego was freaking out a bit. So maybe there's something like that. Maybe there was a health scare, or you're going through something right now that is terrifying and you don't maybe want to know the news or the outcome or whatever, but you actually facing this is going to really project you on a new trajectory. You're hopping timelines to something where you feel in your sense of passion and purpose in life. And sometimes it takes those really scary times or happenings or instances, losing a loved one, breaking up with someone, getting a divorce, walking away from a job you love. Sometimes these really big things have to happen in life so that we really get with the program as far as our soul's evolution. And I know it sucks that it has to come down to that, but for many of us, we learn best through those really hard times. All right, what else is coming in for group 3? What do they need to know, please, Spirit? And we have here the Seeker of Swords, which I think is the page Page. Yes, Page of Swords in this deck. So yeah, good news coming in. And I'm seeing again, good news, not bad news. And the Magi, the Magician. Yes, you are in control of shifting timelines. So you can fear and create a timeline where there's more things to fear, or you can love and create that timeline where there's more things to love. Again, this is not encouraging you to spiritually bypass those fears that you are having right now. This is about facing those fears so you can overcome them. This isn't about pushing them away and love and lighting them away, because that does not work. I've tried it. It doesn't work. It wasn't until I faced my fear and just went and got the darn thing, figured it out, and got the news that, yeah, we still don't know what this is, but, like, it's not cancer, and it's not this, and it's not that. So, like, I didn't know quite what it was. I still don't, but it just completely started going away on its own. No, nothing. Nothing happened. I did nothing different, and it went away. You can barely tell anything happened there at all. So, it's almost like you guys facing your deepest fears will bring about big changes in your life. And we do have the Ace of Swords going on here with the Seeker of Swords, the Page of Swords. It's like you are getting the clarity on something that has been worrying you, and you're gonna find out whatever you're worrying about now or later wasn't even worth the worry. It's almost like that saying, if you knew nothing could go wrong, what would you do? Or if money was no object, what would you do with your time? That's kind of the thing, because that is where your purpose is. If you are working a job and you didn't need money anymore, would you still show up to that job every day? If the answer is no, it's probably not in alignment with your highest good. I mean, again, I get it. We have to pay bills, we have to do these things, and we have to do what we do to get by day to day. So I'm not saying leave your job because Amanda said it's not aligned with my highest good. No. But taking steps, taking actions into the things that are for our highest good, the universe will have your back. Again, it's about taking action, being smart, planning ahead, not just completely taking a blind leap of faith, although some people can thrive that way. I know personally for me, I need a little bit of a game plan before I just dive into something. But for those of you that love going on blind faith, more power to you, because you guys really are. You guys are our like literal Rahu or North Node people in life. You may be ruled by a Rahu Nakshatra or North Node Nakshatra. Swati is one of the North Node Nakshatras. I can't remember the other two off the top of my head, but my Jupiter is in my first house in Swati Nakshatra. So like sometimes with my just knowing and inner belief, I just go all in on blind faith, and it has served me very well. But as far as like material world things in the 3D world, I need a little bit of a plan. But as far as my faith in people and things and, you know, what I know to be true, I don't really need to know anything. I just dive in. So maybe some of you are like that as well. And it's very interesting. I don't know why I'm sharing so much of my personal this, that, and whatever in this reading, but I don't know. It's weird. It's like you guys are trying to get personal with yourselves. So me sharing personal stories of mine maybe are helping you tune into what it is you're shifting or doing for yourself. I'm not sure exactly what's going on here, but I'm here for it. All right. We got two right there. Anything else Group 3 needs to know? So we have We Are Nature. And I don't remember how I laid this out in the other groups. I think it was like this. Yeah. I think we were more like this. Sorry, stand by. We are nature, becoming grounded, embodiment, living in connection. Yes, we've really tuned into some of these energies, and Group 2 as well had a lot of this energy going on. A lot of nature connection, a lot of getting grounded, feeling protected. But yeah, when we can really ground ourselves, those fears don't seem so fearful, or, you know, they don't seem like we can't conquer them. When we ground ourselves, we feel like, okay, now I can move forward. Now I have a game plan. Now I know what to do. But this is you living in connection with yourself, with your higher self. Literally, there's a person here dancing within her higher heart area, higher self, higher heart, connecting you to your North Node or your kind of destiny energy in this life. And then also trust the seasons. Yeah, what was I saying about transformation, embracing change, cycles of life, transition, and growth? So yeah, kind of Tower energy or 8th house energy if we're being honest, but you guys have been going through these things. And this is part of your like destiny in this life, or what you need to step out of that comfort zone to experience certain things so you can grow. You are expanding, you're embracing changes, and very wheel energy. It's like wheel energy and tower energy, but also like Ace of Swords energy coming in to clarify things for you, to bring that clarity and to move forward. Yeah, because once you know the truth of something involving someone, your own health, your life, your career, whatever it is for you, because again, general reading, once you learn the truth of it, it's like you can move on, you can move forward, you can keep going. You don't have to spin your wheels in whatever it is you've been going through anymore, which is like taking your power back. It's very, very powerful. All right, we have your peace. Yes, I think so many of you, like We Are Nature, doesn't that look so peaceful? So many of you are just looking to bring a little more peace into your life. And you deserve to have some peace in your life. Because I think many of you have been really struggling with being busy or just having other people's energy to, mix with yours, and you're just ready for like a brain vacation. It's like big brain vacation. And we also have soulmates, which is beautiful. We've got some red rose petal heart kind of things going on here. So some of you may have been shifting or changing relationships, or a dynamic within a significant relationship in your life. Doesn't necessarily have to be a romantic connection, although it can be if that resonates. But we've got the number 23, which adds up to 5, and the number 41, which adds up to 5. So the number 55, and also the number 34. Any combination of these numbers, you add that up to 5, you add that up to 7, you add that up to 5, 757, 577, 755, but I said 577, so maybe that's another angel number you can look up. All of these might be relevant, or none of them may be, I'm not sure. You use your own intuition on what you want to take from this reading. But with the soulmates here, it's like you guys are looking for peaceful connections, and maybe you've had anything but with your friends, with your love, with your children, your parents, your whoever. You just want to bring more peace. And maybe for some of you that is kind of closing a grudge or breaking out of a cycle of toxicity. Maybe you're literally walking away from a relationship, a coworker, a friend, a job. It's just something that doesn't resonate anymore because it insults your peace or it interferes with your peace, and you're ready to stop being in fear and moving into love. And some of you, this is about a soulmate connection that you are struggling to decide, should I stay, should I go? Should I make this more than it is, or should I just leave it as is? But again, you're going to have to take the keys of clarity that you find from your own higher self to unlock your heart, to understand what is best for you. I'm not going to tell you in this reading what you need to do, because I think many of you already intuitively know what you need to do or what you should do, but this is you doing it from the heart rather than from fear. You're not making these choices like, well, if I don't move in with my boyfriend, he's going to break up with me, and then It's like, that's a fear-based decision. But if you are like, I want to move in with my boyfriend because we can spend more time together, we can connect even deeper, and that's making that decision from a place of love. But if you're thinking, I'm not ready for this, or I don't want to do this, but like, if I don't, what if he reacts differently, or she or he or whatever, you're making these choices for the best interest of your heart. And the best interest of your heart is a lot of times in the best interest of other people's hearts, because when we come from that place of unconditional love, it is for the highest good of all. This word love that we throw around, that's like, oh, that's toxic love. That love was toxic. I got hurt by love. No, love, actual pure unconditional love, is only love. It can never hurt you. It's this thing we as humans call love. Very, very conditional love or manipulative love. That's not even love. That is fear projected onto you, or you projecting your fears onto someone else. That's conditional love. But this is about tuning into unconditional love, or pure love, the essence of love that is the creator of all. God, the universe, whatever you want to call that energy of everything. That is pure love. And that's what this soulmate card is showing you, that you can tune back into your own heart and find this unconditional love for yourself, for others, and everything in between. Wow, what a powerful message. You guys need some peace. You need some peace, some quiet to really get a handle on what it is you want. Because you guys really are my expert manifestors. And a lot of times, we think, oh, I didn't manifest that thing I wanted, or that thing I wanted, or that thing I wanted. But a lot of times when we are spent a lot of time worrying, like we're spending a lot of time worrying and stressing and having anxiety about things. I know it's not a choice a lot of times. I know it's not a choice. but it is our choice how we react to the stresses and anxieties that are coming up in our heads and in our bodies. When we can find ways to cope and move through these rather than push them away or, completely become like victim to them, we empower ourselves when we can move through these and find ways to cope and move through. Because your anxiety, your stress, your worry isn't there to sabotage you. It's there to tell you something needs to change, something needs to shift. That's all it needs to be, but a lot of times as humans, we cling on to that. Like, I have something to worry about. I'm afraid. And yeah, it's easy to do because as humans, we're pretty much programmed from day one to be afraid. Or that we need something outside of us to protect us. Or someone outside of us to complete us. But that's just not what you guys are about anymore. You're tuning back into your heart and realizing, yeah, it takes a village to have a happy life. But at the same time, your happiness doesn't come from the outside. It comes from within. And then is amplified by what comes back to you from outside of you, if that makes sense. And I think that's what you guys are coming to understand very soon. Through these difficult relationships or situations or challenges that you guys have been through lately, this is what you're coming to understand. All that I love is more important to me than all that I fear. Oh, what a way to end it. I love this reading for you. Group number 3. Please feel free to share below what you thought, any stories. I always love to hear from you. And as always, thanks again so much for all those likes, comments, shares, subscribes, and all the things. And I really, truly do hope to see you, Group 3, right here back at the Done Creative. All right, bye. All right, group number 4, or those of you who selected the Golden Healer Crystal, this is going to be your message. Let's see, put it right there. Hopefully she'll stay there. But yeah, you guys are ready to heal. You're ready to just be done with a lot of past cycles, a lot of past toxicity that's been plaguing you or just following you around. And maybe many of you have been really working diligently on your healing journey. You're like, it just never ends. It's like, I think I've healed one thing and then I'm on to the next. And then that thing I thought I healed comes back. And it's like, when will it ever end? Well, the bad news is I don't know that it ever will completely end. But as we work, as we shift, as we morph into these more powerful, high vibe versions of ourselves, not to bypass all the lower versions of ourselves or lower vibes around us, but to embrace them, to transmute them, to move through them, you can really step into your power. Because with your card, you have I am ready to go big, rise up, and step into my power. So some of you may be ready to bite the bullet and take the plunge or take the leap into something new, something big. And even if it's not like big to other people, it's big to you. And guess what? That's all that matters. Leaving your job and starting your own business is a huge step. Some of you may be doing that. Others of you may not be leaving the job, but at the same time, you're starting a side hustle or you are starting some sort of creative project, or maybe you yourself are your creative project. You are making yourself a priority in your own life because you're ready to go big, rise up, and step into your power. And this isn't the go big, like, I want to be a billionaire kind of vibe. To me, this is more, what does success look like to you? You define that, and that's what you're stepping into. It doesn't have to be the success of everybody on Instagram or on YouTube or on other social media or people you know in your neighborhood, keeping up with the Joneses. No, this is whatever your definition of success is that you're stepping into. Okay, so let's go ahead and get some tarot. No, I did this in group 3. False start. We're going first with this deck to get kind of a theme. Because I did leave these readings open-ended for Spirit to just bring through whatever, but I kind of was thinking that this card would be sort of the theme to put a couple parameters around it. But we have opposition, confrontation, with the number 53, and we had, I think it was group 2, we had the stag. Now we got 2 stags that are locked in battle, in horns. Maybe some of you are fighting over a love interest, or to be seen by a love interest, or just fighting to... It's very 7 of Wands energy mixed with maybe 5 of Swords energy. 5 of Wands, actually, not 5 of Swords. I'm seeing more 5 of Wands, 7 of Wands. It's like you're trying to fight or battle to prove your point or to get people to see things your way. Well, Spirit's stepping in to say you don't need to worry about what they think or what they're doing. Worry about you. You worry about yourself. Anyone ever seen that little thing on, I think it's on YouTube, but it's all over the internet. The little girl's like trying to buckle her car seat and her dad's like, hey, can I help you? He's like, you worry about yourself. I don't know, it's cute, it's funny. Go look it up if you haven't seen it. If you know what I'm talking about, laugh with me. Here we go. Ha ha ha, very cute. But it's like, She's like, I want to do this myself. I know it'd be easier if my dad just buckled my buckle for me, but like, I'm learning, I'm growing, I'm evolving. Let me make my mistakes. You worry about yourself. So cute. But yes, you guys are worrying. You're being called to worry about yourself. Not worry, like, we're not worrying here. We don't want to worry, but like, focus on yourself. That's what the little girl should have said. Focus on yourself. But you guys are pulling back your energy from those who make you feel less powerful about yourself. And it might not even be anything they're doing on a conscious level. It's just maybe some of you being around certain people. It's like you feel like they're better than you, or they think they're better than you, which makes you feel like they're better than you. And it's a whole thing. Could even be someone you work with that's always bragging, always taking credit. And you're just not about that life anymore. You're like, I'm just going to let my actions speak for myself. And if this person's going to continue to try to take credit for my work, or, you know, try to one-up me or prove they're better than me, even though I'm only in a competition with myself, I'm not competing with them, but they think they are competing with me, and it's weird. Could even be for some of you, your significant other. It's like you're competing for who could be a better version of themselves. And it's like triggering the other one to be like, what? Why are you going to the gym all the time? Like, are you wanting to find someone better? You don't think I like you as you are? Or, I mean, there's some emotions being triggered by someone else in your life. It may not even look like any of those situations I just talked about, but it could even be with a battle with your own ego and your higher self. Like, your ego thinks it knows best, but obviously it doesn't. But like, we entertain the ideas of the ego a lot more often than our higher selves. Most people do. But this is about you tuning into that higher self so you can go big, rise up, and step into your power. Because with the 53 here, that's an 8. It's about taking action. It's about bringing in that financial abundance through your effort that you've already put forward. This is about magician energy. This is about being an alchemist, transmuting those negative aspects of your life to make them strengths so they can become positive aspects in your life. But again, that takes work. That's not something that just happens. And a lot of times those things we toil and work away at for years or months or weeks, those are the things that really help us shine, become those big strengths because we've worked so diligently towards them. All right, I'm really loving this. There's something you guys want to bring about. There's something you want to give birth to. Maybe a physical child for some of you, but to me this is really just you wanting to give birth to a greater version of yourself. Well, these two are flipped, which is very interesting. So we'll take them. So we have the Ace of Wands and the Hermit. Literally what I just said, wanting to give birth to a greater version of yourself, because this is like that door to your higher self, the Hermit energy. And then the Wand is almost reading as a key to fit in the lock here of this star, of this kind of, I don't think it's a lantern, but I'm kind of reading it as a lantern here. And it's like this is all up in the clouds. This is grounded in the forest or the trees here. So it's like getting out in nature. I think that's been a theme for all 4 piles. Getting out in nature will help reinvigorate or re-inspire you to take action on what is for your highest good or your spiritual progression or your growth. And sometimes the material world things you're going after actually do line up with your highest good and your highest mission here, your purpose, your passion. So when it lines up like that, that is super powerful. And I think it's starting to line up for you that maybe some of you are getting an inspired idea or already have, but maybe you were in opposition of how do I get this idea out in the world? How do I ground this into reality? How do I make this a thing? I don't know how. But by going within and connecting with nature and your higher self, tuning into the authority of your own soul is going to give you the answer. It's like Spirit's inspiring. It's giving you the key, but you're going to have to go find the lock within you that the key fits. And trying to prove your point to people on the exterior, like in the exterior world, isn't going to do it for you. You're going to have to go within. Because it has nothing to do with them, really. Even if you're trying to do something to prove something to someone else, really it has nothing to do with them, even though it feels it has everything to do with them. That's what Spirit's showing me. It's almost like you're in a competition with someone, quite possibly one, maybe a small handful of you, are competing with someone. Even if it's more on your subconscious, it's like, why do I want those things? I don't know if I actually do want them. I think I want them because I know so-and-so is working for that, and like, I want to prove to them I'm good. I'm just as worthy as they are. Again, these may not be in your conscious mind. This could be a subconscious drive that's pushing you. And a lot of us can be programmed from the media to want all these things that we don't actually need or actually want. But we think we want them. Our ego wants them, but our higher self's like, no, we're good. We don't need that. And that's why a lot of times when we're going after things and they're not working out, it's because we don't actually need them or want them in the first place. It's just we think we do. Our ego's driving us in that direction. Like, hey, we should have this 5-bedroom house that's got 4,800 square feet and 45 acres and all this. And it's like, your higher self is like, when are you going to have time to clean and maintain all of that? How are you going to afford to heat and maintain all of that? How? It's just like your ego's got like a big appetite and your spirit knows, no, you ate 2 hours ago and you can only fit this much food in your stomach. But your ego's like, no, I want all of this. Wow, I just had a major coughing fit, guys. I cut it out, obviously, but, ooh, my throat chakra. So it's almost like your higher self is coming in to, like, silence your ego a bit. Your ego's yelling very loudly, and your higher self is just a whisper. And it's like your higher self is coming in to be like, shh, calm down. It's okay. We're gonna get what we need. What we need is not what you think we need. It's different. So some of you may be actually shifting your dreams, your goals, your wishes, your desires. And it may have come out of nowhere to where you're like, I was really diligently working on this thing and I thought that was my path and I loved it and da-da-da-da-da. But now I don't think so. So some of you are taking like a sharp turn, a sharp 180 or a, again, I'm having issues with the throat chakra. So again, speaking your truth, not to try to beat other people over the head with it or prove to anybody, but it's just you exuding your power in a way that is empowering to you. Wow. Yeah. Major upgrades going to the throat chakra for you guys. Really tuning into what is actually meant for you. Not what your ego thinks is meant for you, but what your soul actually knows is meant for you is what you're tuning into here and upgrading and leveling up with. So what else do we have going on? Come to me. Attracting like a rose, receive abundance and desires. Again, though, this to me feels like you tuning into your actual desire. Sorry, again with the throat. This is a desire of your actual soul, your higher self. And as I say that, it's like both my hands were on my higher heart area. So it's between the throat and the heart. It's the bridge between your throat chakra and your heart. So being able to finally speak from your heart, maybe some of you for the first time ever. We also have some hummingbirds. Sorry. Get that focused. My throat is just doing its thing. But we've got 2 mirrored hummingbirds here, and we've got a little honeybee in the middle. So I don't know if some of you, because I'm reading this as like a sign or a message from a passed over loved one, specifically like a grandmotherly or an elderly female energy. And she really loved hummingbirds. But we also have bee symbolism. So this person may also have loved flowers, loved bees, was a beekeeper, loved honey, I don't know, something with this. But this person in their time was a hard worker. They worked very hard, maybe even to beautify their home or their garden. I'm seeing like they spent a lot of time outside. It sounds a lot like my own grandma. Very cool. Wow. Yeah, but this energy, this ancestor or this person that passed away for you, if that resonates, is inspiring you and encouraging you to go big, rise up, and step into your power. They want you to know they are helping you attract what is meant for you. They're helping you to tune more into that divine feminine nature of receiving rather than feeling like you have to push against something to get what you want. To tap in and tune into what you can create as far as abundance and allow to flow in as far as abundance, and also maintain going after your desires. But again, the desires that are more from a soul aspect rather than an ego aspect. We also have here the return, a new story. You decide, alignment, it's coming together. And there's that new story. It's you, like I was saying, some of you may be completely shifting, doing a 180 or a major turn in life that you did not see coming. But again, this is something you're excited about, you're inspired by, and you're here for it. This is not, it could be bittersweet as far as, well, I made a lot of friends in that community that I was really involved in, but now I'm not going to have time for that. I'm going to have to go over here and do this. Some of you may be moving across country or across countries, like overseas. But you're returning to a more authentic version of you. Even though it feels new and fresh and exciting and invigorating, it's really more in alignment with who you actually are on a soul level than who you used to be or who you currently are. Not to say who you used to be and who you currently are aren't valid. They absolutely are. But they're only valid until they aren't anymore, right? They're not valid anymore in your life, and that's when it becomes so uncomfortable that you almost feel that opposition within yourself, with your ego and your higher self, with your head and your heart. And this is when we finally make these big changes. It's like the struggle coming out of the chrysalis. If we didn't have the struggle, we wouldn't have enough strength in our wings to fly when we came out of the chrysalis. So the struggle is the strength. Whatever you struggled through has helped you be ready to go big, helped you be ready to rise up and step into your power. But you're the one in the driver's seat. And by you, I don't mean your ego. I mean your higher self, your soul, your divine aspect is the one deciding here and putting you, your ego, your human, in alignment with what is meant for you. And just know it's all coming together. You don't have to push forward and fight so much. Yes, you're taking action in a direction, but when you hit a brick wall, you know, hey, it's not going to do me any good to literally claw at a brick wall with my fingernails because I'm going to come away bloody, battered, and bruised. So you know, okay, maybe it's time I rest, and maybe when I come back tomorrow, Spirit will have cleared this roadblock. Or if they haven't, maybe I'm meant to just rest here and contemplate what is my next step. Or maybe I'm meant not to go in this direction at all, and I'm meant to go over here instead. But again, the key is tuning into your own higher self. The key is the divine inspiration to take that key, put it in the lock of your own soul, and then take action in the direction of whatever you uncover here, which is very powerful. Very solar plexus energy, which is, I'm glad I grabbed the golden healer for you guys. All right. What other messages need to come through, Spirit, for group 4, please? It's this one and it's this one, but they're telling me this one goes here and this one goes here. And they did that, I think it was in group 2. They're like, no, this one has to go here and this one has to go here. Okay, I'll believe you. Truth be told. Yes. Speaking your truth. The big thing I had going on with my throat chakra going on there. Yeah. This is major. Let me put this over here so we can still see some of this. This is major. Because that key that you put into your heart or your higher aspect has unlocked the door. It's almost like this lantern has got like glass sides that are now open for you to step on in. You're removing the mask because there's nothing going on behind this mask. The mask has been removed. And we've got the number 14 here, which adds up to 5. So major changes are coming to the way you speak your truth, the way you show up more truthfully, more authentically in your own life. We also have 12, a change in the wind. What was I saying? That major sharp turn some of you are taking, you're changing it. It's a new story, but yet it's a more authentic and true story to who you truly are. And wow, this looks just like this. This is what I was envisioning, like kind of like this, like a lantern or some sort of little gazebo where you could open one of these doors. I have one right here. Let me just show you what I'm trying to convey. This. See, it's got a little door and it opens it up. That's what I was seeing with this. Yes, it's very dusty. My apologies. Been in the closet for a long time. But yes. Ooh, interesting. I said it's been in the closet for a long time. So some of you may be wanting to come out of, you know, the sexuality closet, the spiritual closet, the I don't think I like this thing anymore closet, whatever that looks like for you. Yes, the battery died. We're just gonna roll right into this, and you may not see my hands moving around because again, camera cut off. Some of you, this could be about your sexuality, but for others of you, I think this is just you speaking from your more spiritual aspect and wanting, not that you need others to know who you are deep on a deeper level, but you just can't keep operating under this false mask that you show up in these different relationships with because you feel that's what you have to do to maintain the status quo or fit in. But that's being blown away so that you don't have to feel you have to prove yourself. You can speak your truth. You can come out of your whatever closet and still know, even if these people don't react the way you wish they would, that you did the right thing and that you are amazing and that you are worthy just the way you are, even if these people can't accept it. But I think many of you are going to come to find when you do speak your truth, people are going to be way more forthcoming and accepting of your new energy, or, the energy you've had all along, and maybe they're like, yeah, I know. I already knew that. I knew that about you. You couldn't hide it that well from me. I knew. I think you're going to get a better reaction than you're expecting or than you think. But for those of you who don't, please don't think you did anything wrong by speaking your truth. Because this change needs to happen. This truth needs to be spoken, because this is allowing you to become a greater version of yourself. One that can actually manifest the life they want by listening to spirit and going within and unlocking all of this treasure that is buried in there. Some of you, it's deeper, buried deeper than others. But again, there's a something to be said about all that elbow grease and hard work we put in. It matters more when we come to the treasure chest. If only had to dig 2 inches down and found the treasure, that treasure wouldn't be as sweet as if we had to dig 8 miles down. I don't even know if that's possible. How deep is the earth? I don't know. But you get what I'm saying. It's like the more effort and work you put into something, when you finally get the victory, that reward feels so much sweeter than if it was just given to you, or you barely did anything and now here it is. I think you guys know what I'm saying, because I think many of you have had a lot of struggles in life, and maybe even a lot of false victories, or you thought, okay, there's no way this can't work out, and then somehow it just doesn't work out. And some of you may be actually picking up something that didn't work out in the past, and you're like, okay, I'm going to do this again. And then as you do this again, you do succeed. That's very Purnavasu energy. That is a nakshatra located in Gemini and Cancer for Vedic astrology, and purely in the sign of Cancer for Western astrology, I do believe. The fixed stars. If you're like, what's a nakshatra? It's a fixed star. They're the 27 lunar mansions in Vedic astrology that break down the 12 zodiac signs. So each zodiac sign has 2.5 lunar mansions or nakshatras within it. So the nakshatra Purnavasu, it's in Cancer in Western astrology, Gemini and Cancer in Vedic astrology. You can find out if you have any planets in Purnavasu nakshatra, or even whatever house that is in. It's going to be a house in it's somewhere in all of your charts. So wherever your sign of Gemini or Cancer is, depending which one you follow, find Purnavasu nakshatra, because that is where you are maybe have stumbled and tried something over and over and over and over again and it never worked. But it's called Return of the Light. And it is an ultimate victory when you can keep at it, and then someday, somehow, some way, it all blows open and you get everything you could have ever wanted from it. But it's about putting in the effort, putting in the work, showing up every day, even when things feel dire. But the best way to tune into that energy is, if you're doing it to please people outside of you, yeah, you will lose steam and probably never accomplish that thing. But if this is a desire, a drive, an inspiration from deep within your heart, deep within your soul, and you keep failing, it doesn't feel as big as a failure because you're still doing it for you anyway. But then when it does succeed, it feels even sweeter, right? So yeah, check out Purnavasu nakshatra, or I don't know what number in the lunar mansion lineup that is, maybe the 7th or 8th lunar mansion. I don't know. You can look it up. You can Google Purnavasu nakshatra lunar mansion and find out all about it, where it is in your chart. You can do that little bit of homework for yourself if you feel so inclined, because this is a part of your chart where you try over and over and over and you don't accomplish as much as you wanted, but when you do accomplish it, it's on massive scales, like astronomical scales compared to just your average person. But again, it's about the diligence, about the keeping up with it. I know a lot about this nakshatra because both my North Node and my Moon are conjunct in this nakshatra in Gemini in my 9th house. So boy, do I have a lot of Purnavasu under my belt. I still haven't hit my victory yet, my major victory. A lot of little false starts, but I'm hoping if I can keep at it, whatever it is, that I will eventually unlock the code. Hopefully. But yes, that is all I'm seeing for you, Group 4. I normally don't do 4 piles, but I felt called today, and now I know why. You guys are so special. I'm so glad. Thank you for joining me, Pile 4. I loved doing your reading, and I'm so honored to be able to bring this message to you. So I think that's all I'm seeing for you, group number 4, but please feel free to let me know below what you thought. Any stories you want to share, you know I always love to hear from you. And as always, thanks again so much for all those likes, comments, shares, subscribes, and all the things. And I really, truly do hope to see you, group 4, right here back at the Done Creative. All right, bye!